This episode of the GR Rideshare Adventure Podcast is sponsored by CarStar Impact of Cascade. They are located at 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids on the corner of Craft and 36th Street, right near the airport. Their telephone number is 616-954-9200. Steve is the manager there. They do a great job. They've worked on Ben's car. If you've heard Gabe on the podcast, they've done work for him. What CarStar Impact of Cascade does is they have an open bay for rideshare drivers. If you have work that needs to get done, call them. They can get you in that day or the next day and get you back on the road to make money. Relax. We'll take it from here.
Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between.
Hi guys, welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventure Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Different night, different time, but you know, we had to do it because our good friend Larry from Bowling Green, Kentucky is in the studio.
In the house.
In the house.
Live and in person.
Right. Right. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by CarStar Impact of Cascade, located at 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids. Telephone number is 616-954-9200. Wow. We've been waiting for this tonight. I'm so excited that you're here. Larry has his own podcast too. It's called Lyfting with Larry. Definitely check that out on iTunes, Apple,
Spotify, all those good places.
Yeah. I'm hearing a bunch of static, Ben. I don't know. I didn't hear it early, but maybe it's my phone. So yeah, we bumped it because Larry was here or was coming, and then we have the rideshare picnic tomorrow, so he came for that.
Exactly.
And yeah, so Larry, tell us about yourself as far as a rideshare driver, your rating, your platforms, how long you've been driving, all that fun stuff.
Sure. I started driving Uber in July of 2017, very end of July.
Okay.
And started Lyft, I think, probably about a month later.
Okay.
I was trying to get an Uber sign-on bonus, so I just drove it for the first month.
There you go.
That's what we need, more people using the bonus.
Exactly. And so right now, I think my Lyft rating is 5.0. And
what is it? Are you saying the Roundup 5.0?
No, I'll show you. It's 5, but it's easy. It's a lot easier with Lyft now because they've made the change where if the passengers don't rate you, it's automatically a 5.
Oh, so you think that's why it's creeping up?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
And because my Uber rating is 4.92.
Oh, okay. I think mine's 4.91, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's hovered around there for quite a while.
I think my Lyft rating is up around 5 as well.
Right? Oh, man.
No comment.
Well, everyone knows the joke now that's been around long enough. So,
hey, I'm right in the same boat. They won't let me drive here either, Jesper.
I wonder why that
Different
is.
reasons,
It's because of my
different
car.
reasons.
It's got to be because of the age of my car.
I don't think it's that. I mean,
I bet it is because I've driven lots of places. I've driven Cincinnati.
so
I've
how
driven
old would that
Virginia.
make your car here? Is it 15 years or more?
Yeah,
No.
I mean it's a 2006. So
No, that's less than 15 years.
yeah. Is it 15 years?
I thought it was 15 years, but
Maybe.
I could be wrong. Who
don't know.
knows?
I'll try again tomorrow. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
I was going
just
to
having a
say,
bad day.
you're going to try Grubhub too?
Sure, why not? Why not? DoorDash.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not doing Uber Eats, so.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I've heard of
McDonald's runs.
I've heard about McDonald's here.
Oh, my
I am
gosh.
Not.
I did
not
I
the
did-
one eat part of that.
That weekend that I did try it, I did a 30-minute McDonald's run, made $4 and 25 cents.
Yeah, I think like my second Uber Eats, I got stuck in a McDonald's about 1 in the morning I was in line for 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because we have one McDonald's that has a similar problem I think that y'all have where they don't have enough people ever show up to work.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm not doing this again.
No,
Not
it's
having it.
terrible. Well, even with Grubhub, I'm sure you'll figure out there's certain restaurants like Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I mean, don't even think about it. I mean, it's unless it's like you happen to be right in front of the Taco Bell when you
Right.
get it, it's worth it. But if you have to drive to it and then wait in line for 15 minutes to get the food,
Yeah,
it's just not worth it.
No,
so,
not happening.
let's see. anyone that's online, especially on Facebook, if you could share that live stream into any of the groups that are you a part of? Are you a part of? That was terrible
That's
English.
good English.
That clicking is driving me nuts, man. I'm telling you, I did not hear it when we checked the mics, but I hear it now. And all the links that I'm going to talk about are in the description, so you can go up there, and if you have an Apple phone, you can get the audio podcast through there, or Spotify. All the fun links are up there. So let's get into the stories for the past week. I'm going to let Larry go first since he is our guest, and I always go first. And go ahead. Like, what have you been up to?
You don't have any good stories anyway. So.
Huh?
You don't have any good stories anyway.
I do. I actually, I was like a full-time driver, gig economist last weekend. I worked like 10 hours on Saturday.
Jesper, I think you're getting confused with me. I haven't done a darn thing.
Yeah.
You got Uber kayak going on, right?
Yes, I do.
Hey, I gotta give one to Dallas. Just joined us on YouTube.
Oh,
Awesome,
hey, Dallas.
Hey, welcome, buddy.
Aloha.
Dallas. All right, give me your stories. What do you got?
I actually haven't been driving a whole lot the last 2 weeks myself. I've had my kids home and been spending a lot of time with them. But probably the kind of strangest thing that's happened in the last recent little bit of driving, I picked up 4 people. It's 2 guys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
And it was actually like 10 in the morning on a Saturday morning. It wasn't late night.
So
anything like that.
You're expecting a normal ride.
Exactly. And picked them up at a Bob Evans restaurant, normal place, not expecting them to be drunk or anything. But they get in there and one of the guys kind of sketchy right off the bat. This just looks sketchy. And so he's sitting in the back and as we're going, taking them to their house, he starts telling the other people, he's like, all right, now you guys, y'all gonna stay home while I go do the thing, right? Y'all gotta stay home. I'm gonna go do the thing. And he just like 4 or 5 times that y'all gotta stay home. I gotta go do the thing. And I'm like, what do you what thing? He's like, I just got to take care of something. Got to take care of something. And
so
then
you're getting like weird.
Yeah, weird. I mean, it's the middle of the day, and you don't expect anything to happen, but you start feeling a little on guard anyway when somebody starts acting like that. And then the weirdest thing when I finally got there and let him out, as he's getting out, he's like, "Oh man, I really hope I didn't leave any blood in your car." And I'm like, "Well, I really hope you didn't either."
No kidding.
So as soon as he gets out, I drive down the block and get out, look all in my back seat, everywhere, no blood, no nothing, but. I still don't know if he was just messing with me, but I don't think he was. He really didn't seem like he was acting.
Do you think he just wiped it up before?
No, I think he was. He was probably. I think he was tweaking. Probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That would be my guess, but that was definitely probably the strangest daytime ride I've ever had.
Yeah, 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
They're probably still going from the night before.
I think so. Yeah, it looked like they'd probably. Been
Did you smell booze or not?
No, I didn't smell any
he's probably
booze. But
tweaking
I think so. Yeah.
So tweaking means what? Like you're on meth or something?
Well, yeah, you need
Is that like
fix. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see like someone on pot being a tweaker.
No, they'd be back there snoozing.
Right. Bro, Taco Bell, please.
Really, come on, man, go through the drive-through.
So John from YouTube wants to know if you picked anybody up from
Louisville? Bowling Green. Sorry.
From ever since. No, from Bob Evans ever since.
On the trip here?
No. Bob. Never mind. Bad joke.
About your tweaker, he was wondering if you picked anyone up at Bob Evans.
Ever since then, yeah.
I don't think I have actually. I think
seems to think it gets pretty wild.
Yeah, you have those places that you stay away from, the wild bars and the Bob Evans. I mean, they just party hardy at Bob Evans.
I guess. I mean, if you got to eat. So I'll go into my stories. Jesper's is the best one of the night, so I'll let him finish out. Well, we'd let Ben finish out, but
I do have a story about being a passenger. I can tell.
Okay, that'll work.
Hey, thanks, producer Larry.
All right, go ahead.
Did you want to go?
Mine's second best, so you.
Oh, okay.
Really,
well, hey guys, Ben here in the producer booth. Sorry, I was checking my hair out.
He's not even wearing merch. What's up with that?
Yeah,
I know, man.
Got a big piece of gum in his mouth.
I'm just living it up tonight. So I went kayaking the other day with my son, and we decided to lock up our kayaks at the park and take an Uber back to our car. So the Uber pulls up, and we open the doors. He's got like 70s and 80s music just blaring so loud. not like ear-piercingly loud, but definitely louder than you would want in a rideshare vehicle. So that's happening. And then we look down, and he's got Betty Boop floor mats. And this guy is like Middle Eastern. And you would expect that from like a white guy, maybe. And I'm getting racist. I don't know.
Yeah, that just got weird.
Stereotypical. But yeah. So
Apologies
here's this.
to all our Middle Eastern watchers.
Yeah, where to alienate.
Right? No, it was just so not stereotypical for a rideshare ride. It was very interesting. And he was so excited to be doing a ride that was not downtown. We were going down the river to get our vehicle. Just a really interesting guy. I handed my phone to my son and let him write the review of the driver and decide how much to tip. That was kind of dangerous, but he settled for $3. I thought that was adequate.
That's fair.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'd be happy with 3. I mean, as long as it's not a super long ride.
Yeah. So my son wrote dope music, and I'm digging your floor mats. So that gentleman now has that comment from my 13-year-old.
Do you
son.
think he, because I've had that experience too, where I've quote unquote been racially profiled in Detroit. They asked, I get in, and the guy's, I don't know, I think he was Middle Eastern, and he's like, what kind of music you want? And I was like, yeah, whatever. And he settled on country, because I had a flannel shirt on,
Hey,
and
there
like
you go.
it was the big beard, and I was
Exactly.
like, I think I just got racially profiled. I don't really like country music. Like, I'm cool with whatever.
Now you know how I feel.
Right, and I think that's probably what happened to you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
Stefan loved the music.
oh yeah, 80s music is great.
And it was all catchy beats from commercials that they use and jingles and stuff. And he was like, I didn't know this was a song. And he's singing along.
Oh, we have to get him some Guns N' Roses music.
There
yeah.
you go.
AC/DC, all that.
So
good
they need
stuff.
to come up with a
Nirvana.
cool floor mat badge for
What's
just
that?
they need a cool floor mat badge.
Yeah,
I think
something
that'd be
like
a
that.
YouTube, yeah. No,
Nirvana's
from
in the
Uber.
90s. How dare you?
I don't
Oh,
care. Nirvana.
I was not going to let that go. I know they're awesome. I love them. I wanted,
He's dead to us.
I know. I want Larry to finish his point, but they were in the 90s. Damn it.
Oh, fine.
So my story is
What about Blink 182?
2000s.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
How are
You're
you
going the wrong way.
Wait a minute. Wait a
You're
minute.
going the wrong way.
AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Nirvana. How about Blink 182, Dad? That's a good band. No, it's not Katy Perry. So my story really isn't. It's not that great. Well, okay. So I had this guy I pick up, and just all I see him is yelling at the house and like tears pouring down his eyes, and I'm like, this is going to be so awkward. I don't know why. I get it. He needs a ride, and he proceeds to sob the entire ride. He actually had me stop at a gas station, and I was like, okay. And he comes out and he has a vape. He buys a Juul. He's like, can I vape in your car? And you know what? I told him yes. I actually felt bad for him. And, but it's just one of those awkward rides where you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, should I say anything? Should I try to be a bro? Should I do that? So anyways, I don't know. It had something to do. I overheard him talking about, well, I know Meijer has their security cameras. So Meijer corporate. So I don't know if he worked for Meijer and he did something that he wasn't supposed to do and lost his job, but he was like dressed in a business tie and all that stuff. So yeah, that was a little weird. And then I got a text like 2 days later. I almost didn't pick him up either. And it was actually a long ride because his name was Chillin'. And you know me and those names. I'm like, I'm not picking you up. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to stay busy. I'm going to pick him up. 2 days later, I get a text. Hey, Chillin' said he left his iPad in your car. I'm like, the hell he did. If you're looking for a free iPad, you did not leave it in my car.
Nope.
So, and then I had a really great weekend with the destination filter on both platforms. I ended up out to the lakeshore on a ride, and was that electric? I don't know. I get these screwed up. But basically, I somehow ended up on the lakeshore, and I put it on, and I got a ride back to the airport. Or no, gosh, I'm screwing this up. I knew I should have thought about that earlier. I know somehow I used the Uber destination filter, and it worked. Where did I go? Gee, idiot.
We'll just leave it.
I know the second one, but
Can we get the Van and White music? Do, 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 do.
no. Yeah. So, anyways, son of a bitch. So, anyways, that one didn't. Whatever. So I ended up taking a electric forest ride on Lyft, And as I put my filter on, in about 10 minutes back home, I get one. That brings me 7 minutes away and then brought me back to the airport. So somehow I used the Uber filter in there, but I'm having drawing a blank on how I did. I'm old. Please don't. But anyways, it worked great. The filter worked great for once.
You got a trip back and forth from Electric
Basically twice. I somehow went out the airport on Uber, but I don't remember it. I don't know. But it was cool that it actually worked.
Yeah, you don't hear good stories about the filters
especially with
often.
Lyft. It's like usually at least Uber, if it does work, it does get you towards your destination. Lyft will completely it does not work, and I'm not sure where the coding issue is in that. Jesper, you want to step in on that?
Yeah,
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I actually turned on my Lyft filter like right after I left Bowling Green today.
Yeah.
And of course, it only stays on for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it says we can't find your ride, and it kicks you off. But I'd probably been driving maybe like 30 minutes, and it came up a ride like 18 minutes back toward Bowling Green.
Oh,
and
my
I'm like,
gosh.
I think not.
No, we're not going to do that.
Nope.
So
Nobody got time for that.
that's right.
There
Not
you
back
go.
together. We got to get to GR. All right, Jesper. There is a slide for Jespers if you want to.
Well,
wait,
hang-
don't
hang-
leave it.
hang
Don't
on one
really-
second,
yeah,
hang
wait.
on.
We have
So-
visuals.
For Jespers.
have
Let's
a
build up.
picture.
Let's build up.
The build-up is the best. So it was last Friday. I was out driving. I drove both Friday and Saturday last weekend, but it was Friday. I'd been at the airport. Actually, not very long. I had a good airport night. In and out pretty quickly. But I picked up a gentleman who had been down and picking up his friend. It was midnight, and they want to stop for beer at Meyer. So it's like, that's fine. We'll do it. I wasn't really crazy busy yet and all that stuff. So we stopped. And then he's like, so, and we just left the airport. He goes, so, I always ask, so I said, do you want anything? Anything to drink or anything? I said, no, I'm fine. And I usually always say no. And so he's like, asks again. I was like, that's fine. I'll take a Diet Pepsi. And he goes, so for a moment there, I thought you were going to be one of the few. I always ask. For a moment, I thought you were going to be the first one asking me for a rotisserie chicken. So he started going into this long spiel, him and his friend, about talking about food, and they're going to be talking about asking for all these kinds
Now,
of different food.
are you parked at Meyer when you?
No,
we're
on the way out down to Cascade Meyer, right?
Oh,
from the airport. And it was just so funny, and I mean, they started talking about all these things. The driver was going to ask her for, a sandwich and all kinds of weird things. So it's like, no, I was just listening to them, not too long.
Yeah.
So they go in to get their beer, and he comes out with a bag. He's like, "Here's your bag." He's like,
Like a big bag.
"Yeah." And you can go ahead and put up the sign now. So they brought me a 2-foot sandwich and a bag of sushi.
Like, how do they even know you like sushi, or did you?
What?
That's
It was just part of the story, right? He's like, I was going to give you rotisserie chicken, but they are just close to station 2.
I don't even know how that happens. Like, that's the weirdest thing.
So, yeah. So they gave me a 2-foot sandwich, thing of sushi, and they were going to give me a rotisserie chicken. But anyways.
My question to you is, how much did that get eaten after you got home?
Oh, I took around 2:00. I was really hungry, so I grabbed a couple bites of the sandwich, but the rest of just in the fridge. And Maxwell, he enjoyed the sushi the next day. And it was a nice tray of sushi, really good quality for mine.
Wow! So they probably spent like $20 on that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's hilarious.
So that was just kind of a fun story, and they had a lot of fun, and yeah, that was probably my most fun tip ever.
Yeah, I think that is great. Do you have a craziest tip that you
Oh
got?
yeah. Oh, I got a good one.
Yeah.
I had a ride, and it was probably one of the funnest rides I've ever done. It's funny. It was a husband and wife, and their son and daughter, and the husband and the little girl were they're really, really outgoing.
Yeah.
And the guy, he was a pretty big guy. He had like cut off shirt on and tats. He was super, super nice guy.
Yeah.
And they'd been at a party with a friend of theirs who worked for some kind of dental company. And so when we get home, they insist that I take this big box of, Fluoridine toothpaste tubes.
Oh, okay.
So there's like 40 boxes of like the little small size.
Yeah.
So they gave me like 40 boxes. I'm still using it. It's Sensodyne toothpaste. That's
Oh,
what it was.
okay.
Sensodyne. And So yeah, they got there and then they gave me this whole box, and then like the little girl right at the end, she's like, "Here, you gotta have one more. You gotta have one more."
They probably have so much of it. They're just like,
yeah. She's like, "We won't go through this. It'll take us years to go through all this. So please take one box of it," because they had it like a case. Of
wow.
it.
I can't believe that is pretty weird.
That's definitely the.
I mean, I've gotten
I've
beer a few times. I actually got, speaking of Nirvana, I think I don't know where it is. It might be up there somewhere, but I got like a 45. Like the 45 records are the smaller ones, right? They had the big ones, and then I got a 45 of like Nirvana. The guy was like, he just went, he goes, "I'll be right back," and I'm thinking, he was a cool guy, but was really drunk, and I'm like, okay, what is he going to bring back out? Because we were talking about music.
You're probably expecting rotisserie chicken.
I was. It better been cooked too. I mean, like fresh and hot. But so yeah, he brought that out, and I was like, oh, cool. Like I don't have anything to play it on, but so that was my weirdest thing. So. Just real quick again, don't forget to check out Larry's podcast, Lyfting with Larry. Is it that on all social media, Facebook and Instagram?
Yes. Lyfting with Larry. The only thing it's different on is Twitter, and they wouldn't. It's too many letters, so it's just Lyft with Larry on Twitter.
Okay.
But yeah, everything else is Lyfting with Larry.
Yeah, definitely check him out. But why don't you just to give a minute synopsis of what your podcast is about?
Sure. My podcast, when I started driving, I just started realizing how many interesting people I was picking up, and they all have interesting stories. And Bowling Green's kind of small, so a lot of our rides are 5 or 10 minutes, and so got to hear a lot of the beginning of stories and not necessarily the end. And so I just thought it'd be neat to, when I had an interesting passenger like that who had a good story, just ask them, "Hey, would you like to be a guest on my podcast and tell your story?" So it's called Lyfting with Larry. What's your story? And
okay.
So I just sit down with a passenger that I've had in the past and kind of go through their story.
That's super. I have great conversations, especially with, I know you don't do a lot of airport, but at least with us, a lot of airport rides. And you just, people are so interesting, and then you drop them off and you'll probably never see them again. Exactly.
Yeah. So many of them, it's a one-time thing and you never see them again. And so yeah, this is just kind of a way to get to hear their whole story. And let them, a lot of people have cool stories that they never get to share, never get talk about. So.
And you never know if you're going to get a firecracker, which is good for the podcast, when I mean, not like annoying, but just like a great, you always worry, like, right, you're going to either get a dud, like, yep, nope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of have to pre-screen them before you bring it up.
Right, because it's like, this is going to be painful.
Exactly. And it all started, my whole social media stuff started, I was trying to find a way to connect with the college kids because Western Kentucky University is in Bowling Green. It's about 20,000 students.
That's pretty good size.
Yeah, and Bowling Green's only about 68,000. So probably 75 to 80% of our rides during the school year are college kids.
Wow.
So I was trying to find a way to connect with them, and so you start noticing, hey, you're taking these kids, especially the college girls, a 10-minute ride, and they'll take 100 pictures in your back car. And
isn't that the truth?
It looks like a lightning storm's going off.
Oh yeah!
Like, what in the hell is going on back here? And so I just started that, and they love it. I mean, they enjoy it. I've maybe had 2 people, I think, or 3 turn me down, and one was a guy who was really sketchy, and I think he was on the run.
Yeah,
he's on the lam.
I don't need to be.
Yeah, he didn't want to be photographed. Nothing. Didn't want to tell me what he did, where he was from. Nothing. No. So. Like, yeah, that's probably better. And then a couple of girls like, "Oh no, I just worked out. I don't look good. I don't want to take my picture." That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But everybody else like, oh yeah. I mean, they get excited.
Well, especially if you say you're going to put them on Instagram.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the college paper kind of got wind of it, and so they interviewed me, did a story on me, and then they had me on their podcast. And so now it's not uncommon to pull up and people open the door and like, "Lyfting with Larry," right?
Well, especially the college. I
Exactly.
mean, if they read it,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's awesome.
what
It's
great
funny.
publicity you have
exactly.
already. Damn it.
I would love to be noticed. Oh, it's Ben from GR Rideshare.
Right. I think I've only had it been noticed like once or twice, and that's just from other drivers because they recognize my car.
Right. So yeah, it's really been kind of cool.
Cool.
It's neat, and I'm looking forward. My 4th episode will come out on Tuesday.
Okay.
It's going to be, I think, a really good episode. I think I sat down and talked with one of the detectives from Bowling Green Police Department.
Okay.
And I work for the city too, so I've known Mike for a long time.
Oh, okay.
It was a pretty good interview. So yeah, check it out.
Do you have a schedule? Do you have
I drop on every other Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Time is when I try to get them out.
Awesome.
So let's just jump into our links. We're going to talk about.
Should we talk about the event?
Let's get the Car Star giveaway going. So sure. Ben, if you want to switch to that ad. This is our first sponsor of our podcast, and we're super excited. They're a local body shop, Car Star Impact of Cascade, and we're going to do a giveaway tonight.
Can I win?
No. No, you cannot.
I'm here.
You've won way too much stuff. All right, so comment on the live stream, either YouTube or Facebook, hashtag CarStar, and they are giving away a car wash kit that has like the soap and tire cleaner, a whole bunch of stuff.
And if you're not local, you're going to win a gift card.
Yep. So they're great. They have worked on Ben's car. They've worked on, I don't know if they're going to work on Jesper's. I actually have to get there because I had a piece of trim fall off. But what they try to do is have an open bay for rideshare drivers so that you can get in there and get an estimate right away so you can get your car fixed and get back on the road. They also do full detail in there. I don't know the prices on that. You definitely have to call and talk to them about that. But they really want to ramp up their detail. So yeah, they're out on 36th Street in Grand Rapids, right on the corner of 36th and Craft, real close to the airport. Yep. So if you need an estimate, I know y'all are out there slinging that airport, and just stop over there and have them take a peek at your car and get it going. So
say hi to Steve from us.
Yeah, thank you, Steve, for believing in us and supporting us. We really appreciate that. So.
Hashtag CarStar.
Yep. And we'll let it go a little longer, and I'll remind them, Ben. We'll probably say...
half an hour, maybe?
Yeah, maybe a half hour from now. So hashtag CarStar to enter in the contest to win a car wash care kit and or a gift card if you're out of the market. This be a Napa gift card, probably. So... Okay, real quick, we'll run through our ads, and then we'll get into rideshare in the news. So tomorrow is our...
yearly picnic.
Our yearly picnic, first time ever.
The inaugural.
First annual. Get it right.
Inaugural is the same.
Right. No, I know. But the picture says first annual, so.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. So the first annual rideshare community picnic.
Yep. And we're looking forward to that. Please come out. We got a lot of people coming. There are going to be giveaways there, too. A rideshare, GR Rideshare t-shirt. Ben, did you bring the laptop bag?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
It's in my car.
Oh, okay. We'll see if we remember it.
It's been in my car.
Oh.
It's in my car.
Okay. Well, at least if you come tomorrow.
It is here.
Yeah.
In my car.
It's not in my hand, though.
Oh, well.
True.
Anyways, at least it's in your car. That's a good step. And then another car wash kit. So if you guys come out to that, we'll give you a raffle ticket, and hopefully you can win.
Come on out to the picnic. I mean, I drove all the way from Kentucky.
Right.
To come to the picnic.
You can win at the picnic. I'll let you do that.
I don't know. It's not really fair.
Larry has like the best luck.
Samantha wants the laptop back.
I know. She said that.
Show up tomorrow, Samantha.
Yep. So. For sure. And let's see what else.
Real fast. Tomorrow, it's in Jenison. It's the Maplewood Park. It's at 1:00. And show up. Bring your family. There's going to be a splash pad. It looks like the weather's going to be awesome. So, yeah.
And that link for the picnic is in the show notes up at the top in the description. So you can check that out. At this point, we've already got the food. So just come. You don't have to click. You don't have to click that you're coming. But it would be nice to know if who's showing up. And if you don't, I'm going to come hunt you down because you said you were coming and you weren't. So
Peter, you just made me almost spit out my drink. He drove from Tucky?
Did Jesper say
Peter said that.
Peter.
Oh, okay. Where's Tucky? Okay. Last thing, and then we'll jump into rideshare on the news. We just launched our I talk for a living. Launched our Patreon page, and I know we've talked about it before, but we've revamped the goals. We put together a video, and Ben's going to play that video, and then we'll just kind of go into rideshare in the news. So go ahead, Ben. Hey guys, welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this update. Every 2 weeks, you get to tune in and take part in the live stream of the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. We bring you hand-picked news stories about rideshare drivers and industry updates. We chat about our rideshare adventures. We dedicate time each episode to answer your questions. We also take time to share best practices, tips, and tricks to help you make the most out of your rideshare driving experience.
Our whole goal as an organization is to inform and entertain. We strive to provide infotainment that has value and means something to other rideshare drivers.
We strive to provide a sense of community through our social media presence as well as through the Telegram messaging app. It can get lonely out there on the road. GR Rideshare Adventures is committed to changing that by offering you opportunities to connect.
As we are becoming a source of community for rideshare drivers, we would love it if you would come alongside us financially to help make our mission possible. As we see our audience grow, we are also seeing an increase in our expenses.
If all of this is worth something to you, would you please consider becoming a patron and supporting GR Rideshare Adventures? Can you spare a couple rides per month of your earnings? It would help us with our ongoing expenses.
Thank you for being our fan, and thank you for considering how you can help us continue to do what we do.
So that's our video we put together, and good old Larry signed up. It's 2 tiers, $5. Oh, Ben, you named these. Will you? The titles. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, the $5 a month is known as "I'll tip you in the app."
And there's no gifts for that one. It's just like, thank you for doing what you're doing, providing the free content. And then the $10 one.
$10 one is called the Unicorn Ride.
And only rideshare drivers would get either of these titles. If someone comes across our page, they'll be like, these guys are tweaking. I'm going to start using that. These guys are tweaking. So the $10 one gets you a free merch after your second month with the $10 tier. Either like a t-shirt or a hat. And then we're actually going to start a bonus podcast called Gig Economy Podcast or something like that. We haven't named it. And that's only for the $10 level. As we've started to kind of do flex and food delivery, I feel like that's a big discussion that needs to happen. But, we have so much to talk about with rideshare driving. We just don't have any room for that. So we'd like to kind of break it down because a lot of us do flex. A lot of us do food delivery. What else is there? I don't know. A bunch of other stuff. So that's going to be once a month. You'll get that. And then, of course, you'll get the pre-recorded banter, which story kind of funny for the pre-recorded. I got to do it before you get. I know we've been talking forever and not getting in the news. But so Larry gets here and he sits down and puts his computer up. And I was like, let me know when you need the Wi-Fi password as he's booting up, whatever. And I'm kind of working, doing my thing. 10 minutes later, I was like, do you need the Wi-Fi password? He goes, no, I got it. And I go, you got it? Did Jesper give it to you? He goes, no, I heard it on the pre-record banter, and so I just saved it. I was like, that's creepy. Like, how?
That's like Peter being on your network.
Yeah. When he drove by, that was so weird. So, yeah.
Y'all forget what you say in the pre-show. You forget somebody's listening.
Yeah.
And then every now and then, I'll hear Ben go, hi, Larry.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, we trust Larry, but I don't know if anyone else gets in there. But if you guys can spare 1 or 2 rides a month, that would be great. Especially to get that extra podcast.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, and you get free merch after 2 months and the bonus podcast. I mean, it's a steal.
Who doesn't want a GR Rideshare
That's right.
T-shirt?
That's right. Someone in the chat said they wanted one.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember what his name was, but. Thank you guys. All right, so let's jump into that. Did I get everything? Blah 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 blah. Yep, cool. Okay, rideshare in the news. We have a ton of stuff, but some of it we're going to breeze right through. The first one is about a Lyft driver that was cleared from a missing university student. The only reason I bring this one up is it pissed me off because it was so clickbaity. The title basically said, woman disappears after Lyft ride. So what do you think, right? The Lyft driver did it. And it just sucks that driver and the community got, it's just one more bad little notch in the belt for rideshare drivers. And if you go into the article,
Had nothing to do with it.
No,
Yeah.
the driver dropped her off. He
Exactly.
was cleared by police and Lyft.
Completely irrelevant to
and
the
took
story.
another ride right away after he dropped her off. And it's just like, but I saw so many people that were posting as the million groups I'm in. That's basically my Facebook news feed. It's not family and friends. It's rideshare, flex, rideshare,
Grubhub.
flex. Yeah. Grubhub. Yeah. So, and they were all like, oh, this is terrible. I'm like, did you guys even read the article?
Yeah.
Like, don't. People do that. They share titles and stuff. So that's the only reason I had that on the agenda, because I was like, screw you guys. The driver didn't do anything. So I'm good on that, Jesper.
So the next one is it's a little bit the same. Not really, but it is. Like, we're still kind of talking about how people get in wrong cars and so forth. And so this one is about two women in South Carolina who mistake a driver for Uber and are taken to a dirt road. Now, as far as I can see, there's nothing in the article that says that the driver had any necessarily bad intent. I mean, I don't know, but not. But,
No. Did you read the whole article? Because like he chased him.
well,
That seems like intent to me.
So the passengers tired and unfamiliar with the area were not alarmed when police said the driver took them into the wrong direction. Yes. They only became worried when the man drove off onto a dirt road. Passenger in the rear seat, well, why did he stop then and drop him off?
Well, if in the article,
he like snatched the phone out of their hand.
The phone.
They were trying to call 911.
So I mean, there's some intention there.
Okay.
But I mean, it basically boils down, and
We're still doing it, right?
yeah.
And they knew it wasn't their Uber driver. That was the thing.
Yeah.
They even said there they knew he was not the correct driver.
Then why did they continue?
But they just figure he's an Uber driver. I mean, you would think at some point they're gonna
But there
have to
was-
connect to him and set up the ride through him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a little
Again,
bit suspicious or fishy.
Yeah.
sounding story.
Oh, you think like there was some other?
I don't know, but you would think people would have enough sense just to know.
Yeah,
you would think.
We would think, but we talk about this every 2
Exactly.
weeks.
Every
that
2 weeks there's
somebody
another
got
story.
into a car that wasn't an Uber.
Again, I've seen a lot more people asking about my plate, right?
For sure.
I know in the last couple
Which
of
is
weeks.
great. Do that.
Absolutely. Just make sure you do that. Make sure you know for sure who it is before you get in the car, all that stuff. Just, ensure that those are the things you are looking into. I know that both Uber and Lyft is continually. Did I say just Uber and Lyft? I did. Uber and Lyft. It's continually looking into more ways of improving and making it more safe for the drivers and stuff.
So next up, my article kind of goes on to that. New Jersey signed legislation to require rideshare companies to make their cars more identifiable to riders, called Sammy's Law, after Samantha Josephson was murdered in North Carolina. The law in New Jersey will require drivers to have two identifying markers in their front and rear windows, a barcode that passengers scan before getting into the vehicle, and two credential placards of the driver's name and photo and license plate inside their windows.
Okay,
So-
I just want to take videos with my dash cam of some drunk person trying to scan their barcode
well, we talked about that in,
to get in my car.
I mean, that's the thing. I think it's just if you are unsure, you do it. I don't think it has
Might not
nothing to
have
do require. But I talk about all these stickers and stuff, like the whole windshield's going to be filled up with
Right,
stuff.
and exactly. I mean, are they going to check these things any more than
No.
They already have all the information they need. They have our license plate, they have our picture, they have the make and model of our car.
Yeah.
You can add 100 more things, but
Yeah.
if they're not going to check our plate, they're not going to check any of these things.
Right, but I think, unfortunately, these legislators get pressure from people.
Oh, sure,
they're
sure
like,
they do.
You need to do this. But
Exactly. Yeah.
so you're basically going to try to fix stupid, and it's not stupid. It's just they're drunk
Exactly.
and they're young and they're.
And you're just adding more steps for a drunk person to
Right.
go through.
But I mean, at least they're trying, and at least
Sure.
there are more levels.
Yeah, I
of-
mean, as a driver, I don't care. I'll put up stickers all over my car. I don't care because I'm not going to try to pick up somebody who's not my passenger.
Well, here's the whole thing: like the extra placards and everything are
Right.
stupid. The barcode is the one thing that
Right.
would
Sure.
would work because you don't need anything extra.
and till you get the people who order rides for other people, and then
That's true. That's a
how are
good
they going to
point.
scan the barcode if they're not the one who ordered the
Yeah,
ride?
that will kind of eliminate that a little bit. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that'd be another hoop or another. They'd have to figure that out.
You can't use the rideshare app to, drive your hooker around anymore.
Yeah, us guys at GR Rideshare, we kicked around some thoughts about trying to develop something that would be good, but I just at this point it's just like everything's there in place.
Right.
You just
Right.
have to do what you're supposed to do.
yeah.
check
you
the
can,
plates.
You can only add so many steps.
Right. And again, it's just I think they're getting pressure.
Sure.
You know,
yeah, I know most of these are, it says in articles, it's usually related to somebody who's had one of their, one of their children killed or something, or assaulted by an Uber driver, and they're pushing for the legislation. Right. And I mean, who's going to argue against that?
It's funny that we're talking about this because I was listening to a story today about a 4-year-old that got hit by a foul ball at a ballpark, and I'm like, why aren't there netting all the way down?
Right.
And in fact, I guess a couple of years ago they did extend it, but she was like 3 feet on the other side of that. I'm like,
need to go further.
Why aren't we going all the way down? Like, people have died from foul balls. It's kind of the same thing,
This kid that got hurt is pretty serious condition. Last time I read.
Yeah, she's having seizures regularly and stuff. So basically, look at the plate, look at your app, don't be stupid.
Right. Absolutely.
Words to live by.
Well, and for the driver too, right? I mean, don't be a dick. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, right? It falls onto you as well.
So speaking of that, did you guys do a tip?
I wrote a tip in. Hey?
Okay, good. That was a long pause on.
The word tip. I thought you were going to come up with one of your stupid jokes about.
No. Yeah, you usually would do. I usually would do that. All right, Jesper's got the next one, and I'm super fired up about the next one.
So Uber tries to appease drivers with more app features.
Wait, what?
That's the one that keeps coming up for me when I click on that link.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Is that not the one you're doing?
Yeah, I thought it was more reference to the basically making rideshare drivers employees in California.
Oh, no, not this one. This one is just more features in the app.
That's really weird.
What?
So the address talks about employee and contractor, but the story doesn't.
Right. Oh, that's why I thought. That's why I thought it was, but my bad.
Weird.
Well, go ahead with yours, and then let's talk about that. Apparently, I don't have it on the rundown.
That's fine. So basically, they're just talking about a lot of new features, and a lot of those features has to do with the new Uber Pro that's coming out. There's a couple of the features, a particular one that I really like that is not Uber Pro, but it's a new feature that they, in this app at least, say that's come out. And it has to do with the long trip notification. So basically they're saying the long trip notifications are also getting an update. Trips over 45 minutes long are already flagged, but now Uber is working to be more specific if the rides cross that 45-minute threshold. So if someone wants a ride from downtown San Francisco to Lake Tahoe more than 3 hours away, you'll be told exactly how long the trip is and given a chance to pass on that ride. Now, I actually like that idea.
Yeah.
So you have more of an opportunity because before it was just 45, and for a while we also had the 60-minute notification.
Yeah,
which I don't know if that went away or what. I don't know.
I think Lyft's was 30, 45. I think Uber's was 30,
45
60,
okay.
Something like that. But
so now apparently, anytime there's a ride over 45, you'll be told exactly what it is. So I really like that idea.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good feature. Again, none of these are gonna. They're trying to.
Right.
What's the saying? Like
trying to appease the driver.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like slapping a. Didn't I have this the other night? Slapping shit
lipstick on a pig.
Lipstick on a pig. Yeah, I can't believe.
Yes, I'm from Kentucky.
You do that a lot.
Was that on Threads? Yes. Yeah. So I mean, again, they are nice to have that notification, but I mean, just pay me more.
Right.
Keep going. Sorry.
So, well, and then the other things that are kind of the new things, in if you will, is they're talking about more features when you cancel a ride, more categories.
Yeah.
So the no car seat is a category. It's a can't find the rider, know where to stop, rider's items don't fit, that kind of stuff. So, at least there's some better opportunities to kind of fit into why is it you're canceling it, and I like that.
I see why they're doing it because they can kind of make some stats on it, how many people, but Uber's not going to cancel that like let's say it's a car seat every single time. Well, they still want the money. I feel like they're just gonna but I mean, it would be nice to see how many drivers cancel because of car seat. Although
don't you think that they have an opportunity to if the passenger continually does that and it's continually canceled for no car seat, they have an opportunity for poof off the platform.
Yeah, but I mean, my point is, do you think they'll actually kick them off the platform?
I don't know.
Because they really want the money.
I don't know. We talked a little bit, and I don't know if you want to take this and use this to go in to talk about the
Yeah, if you want to jump in, if you're done with that article, let's jump into
I
that
think
first.
that was kind of the big parts about this. So we can jump into the next discussion about the car seats at Dallas, which I'm not sure if you're still at on YouTube, Dallas, or not. But
Yeah, I think it's just the Beacon and I don't know. I don't see Dallas.
So, anyways, Dallas mentioned, we have a for those of you people who don't know about it, we use a Telegram app, and so when you are driving, we actually have a national group for rideshare driving.
And that link is in the description.
Yep, that link is in the description. Dallas joined us there, and he's in Hawaii, and it's awesome to hear people from over there. But he mentioned one night he picks a lot of people up at the airport, and he mentioned for the first time he had seen somebody they did not have a car seat. They had what was called a harness. Exactly what was it called? I'm trying to figure it out. The Ride Safer Delight, and he was worried. Which is basically a harness you put it on the child and then strap them onto the car seat. It looked very safe, but he was worried about and didn't really know if they were safe in his market. He did a little bit of research. It looked like it was. He took them. I think everything was fine. We went ahead and kind of did a little bit of further research, and particularly for the Michigan market, it does seem like that they are legal, because according to the Michigan law, if you will, I gotta find the right site. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we only have 13 downloads in Hawaii. We need to step that up, Dallas. Let's start sharing it in your local group. Come on,
Dallas. You can't keep pushing. It's not good enough that you keep pushing the button. You got to get some of your friends to do it too.
Right.
So anyways, they actually have this website called SafeRideForKids.com, and that's where you can get some other options for if you're out traveling, if you don't want to carry that bulky seat and that kind of stuff. What do you do? And so they brought up, what does it look like? So according to this website here, in Section 257, 710D and Section 257, 710E of the Michigan car seat law, they say that they determine it as a child restraint system and not just talking about a car seat. So according to this website here, a restraint system is legal. Okay, which then brings up the good point. Okay, so the restraint is a fine idea, but it's pretty expensive. So is there any other opportunities for us as a rideshare driver out there? And we did actually find one that would fit into the same category, which is a collapsible booster seat.
Yeah.
Which is very, very economical. It's only $35 on Amazon. And what a great way to provide extra service as drivers out there, particularly when you pick up at the airport a lot. Whether you want to ask for a $5 tip or whatever you want to do, if the family just needs to get home and they don't have anything, if you have one, maybe two of these booster seats.
Well, here's the thing. We always talk about the liability. I would like to actually talk to my insurance agent and say, if I provide this, whatever, this booster seat for a child, am I responsible, or is the insurance going to take care of me?
And I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, although and the bad part of it is too, while you're driving, that's Uber's insurance, so I can't really call my local agent. I mean, maybe give me some guidance to that.
But let me ask you, let me be devil's advocate, right? It's your car, okay? What if they put a car seat that is technically expired in your car that you don't know anything about,
right,
and you're in an accident and the child dies? Are you still responsible?
Well, I mean, I think it's all semantics. I mean, my first take would be like, no, it's not my car seat. You know what I mean?
But it's your car,
right? Well, it's my car regardless in both situations.
Well, absolutely. No, I know, but the point is, we will accept car seats all day long, and I don't think anybody looks at the date of those car seats.
No, I mean, it kind of boils down to the same thing with the minors. Are we really gonna check minor's ID?
Sure.
So, we'll actually, Jesper will gather those links for those two things. Although the harness looked a little, it didn't look janky. It looked a little medieval. I mean, it just looked like a parachute harness. Like you were like, all right, let's jump, boys. So, all right, where are we at?
And it's definitely a lot steeper in price.
Yeah, it was like what, 145?
145.
Yeah, compared to like 35. So real quick, let's just talk about California and the impact of them becoming or possibly becoming employees. I think, and we've talked about it before, but I'm really worried about that. And I wonder I don't think it'll happen, but I wonder if Uber Lyft will pull out of the entire state. You think they'll do that?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
aren't they based in? Well, I know Lyft's based in San Francisco. I don't know where Uber is. I assume it's
L.A.
L.A.
Yeah, they both started in L.A.
Would you think they would do that? I mean, they did it in Austin, which is a small market.
Sure,
but,
and they did for a while at least.
Yeah, it's
anyway.
back.
It's back, but I mean, they're not making any money now. If they take on the cost of
I know how
benefits,
can they do that?
I don't see how they could do.
I mean,
that.
they're cutting rates. How are they going to you get health insurance and like all that stuff? Like that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
What I think would happen probably is if they had to have them as employees, then they'll set your number of hours.
Yep.
Where they
just like New York,
and they'll limit you where you don't get
right.
You're only part time. You don't get benefits.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
or they don't let you on the platform.
Exactly.
There's a certain amount of drivers.
Cap. Yeah, there's a cap.
It's not busy right now.
Right.
You're not driving.
Right.
So, but then it's like, okay, do I get these benefits just the 2 hours I'm working and then I don't anymore? Like it's the weirdest thing.
It is. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out.
I think it goes against the entire gig economy.
Yeah. We know that for sure.
But I think that I think they're trying desperately to hold on to what was old.
Yeah.
Not wanting to accept what's coming.
You're saying Uber is?
No. All the people who want to
the drivers.
Oh, because they used to be balling with money and now they're not.
Yeah. Exactly. They want everybody says you have to be employed. No, you don't have to be employed. You can do whatever you want now, right?
Yeah.
But with freedom comes responsibility.
Yeah.
And when we've seen with all the gig economy jobs, the first year or two is when the big money's made.
Yeah.
And after that, reality sets in, and they've got to start at least inching toward making money.
Well, I mean,
or be sustainable at least.
Right. And I think all these drivers that are like, oh, we want to make more money. Well, it's changed. So now you're going to have to diversify a little bit. And if you don't want to do that, then it is what it is. But you shouldn't force a company to do that, to give you benefits and all that stuff when it's not there. The money's not there, guys. You really kind of shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, I would love it if they pulled out of California. That would make my day. I would go live no matter what time it happened and just say, you guys are so stupid. Now you can't drive at all, but I doubt it'll happen.
They won't. They'll figure out something else to get around it. And,
they'll just get some lobbyists and they'll exchange some money or something. And
yeah, they'll have to do something. I mean, they've lost since they were started. I think it's probably 16 or 18, $billion they've lost. I mean, at some point,
something's got to give.
Something's got to give. I mean, you can't go on like that indefinitely.
I did see though that the app or the price went up. So I have that little stash app. And I invest $5 a month. This is just fun money. Like, this is not my regular investments. I don't touch that stuff. Are you kidding? I'd be broke. But I look through, and who's ever got the biggest plus, I add the $5. And Uber did this week. It was like 22% up from whatever maybe it was last week Wednesday.
The first time they came above their IPO price.
Right. And I have Costco and Verizon and all that other stuff. And I'm like, well, looks like Uber's getting my $5 today. So it's kind of
doubling
funny.
up.
Yeah, now I got $10 in there, or a little bit, $10 and like 20 cents.
I still am way behind.
Retirement's right around the corner, Jason.
Right, I know, man.
Between that and their gas buddy money, or
I have like $3 in that new app you mentioned. What's it called again? Up something?
Yeah, that's what
Upside.
Upside, yeah.
Between those two, man, we're gonna be rolling in it.
Upside. I'm not gonna give my promo because it doesn't benefit the team here. But I actually like that. Who's messing with her mic thing?
I'm not.
You liar. Your hand was right there. You're trying to mess with me. I'm like the dad over here. I know when something's not going
Cracking
right.
the whip on you, Jasper.
So I see that, Ben, that you posted. I thought we were going to announce it one more time.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's too late now. Or do you want me to wait?
We can wait.
Okay. See, this is the Ben. Ben's got the I'm going to kick back and not listen to the show form away from his mic.
He's still in a kayak in his mind.
Yeah.
He's still floating.
Yeah, we won't get in the kayak story. Maybe we'll get in the kayak story on Threads.
The kayak story?
Well, just your impulsiveness on buying kayaks.
He got that from Uber money.
There's more to the story.
Oh.
You should listen to Threads, and then you would find out.
Let's just say I have 4
That's
kayaks.
such bullshit.
I don't listen to threads.
That's bullshit.
4 kayaks, and a few weeks ago, how many kayaks did you have?
Zero. So, okay, last call.
More importantly, do they use it? Are they being used?
They're
far,
definitely being used.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
problem.
I've seen
What's
several
the issue
pictures.
then?
I've seen
We'll
several
see in
pictures.
2020 if they're still being used. I expect to see all of them coming up to the cottage later this summer.
Impossible. We have to take both cars.
Oh gosh, yeah, like Andy's
just-
little beep beep's gonna do anything.
Just take
Talking to the mic.
Take Michigan Lake just to sail up there.
Oh yeah, you could kayak. Be a long ass kayak. Anyways,
Little trolling motor on there.
we're doing a giveaway. We're giving away at 8:35. Hashtag CarStar in the comments, and we're giving away a car care kit if you're local and a gift card if you're not. To Napa or whatever. So that's from our friends at CarStar Impact of Cascade.
Yep.
All right.
This is your chance to win because I'm not allowed to play tonight.
Right. This
Larry
is
always wins.
I know. So this is just kind of a fun story. This is Uber Eats most popular food meals. Don't click on the link. I want you guys to guess, or did you guys already look at it?
I didn't look
I
at
read the
it.
article, so
But did you glance at it? You probably don't remember though.
I remember the number one.
Oh, well,
the
yeah,
only one
that's
I
pretty
remember.
easy.
I was going to talk about the next one.
Isn't it my turn?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well,
I was so excited about this story. I was going to talk
I
about.
know. I was like, geez, I was really going to back up if it was not my turn, but jeez.
You raring to go
Yeah,
over here.
yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So the top, can anyone guess what the number one Uber Eats delivered food is? Which actually,
Big Mac.
what's that?
Big Mac.
Nope.
Oh.
I thought that's what it would be. Like it would be something like that, but it's not. I mean, it makes sense, but I would figured it would be something else.
The top Uber Eats.
Yeah, like the number one delivered food, not the restaurant, but what kind
Just
of
the item,
food?
yeah.
I think it's fried chicken.
I think it's fried chicken, like fried or like a chicken sandwich.
No, fried chicken. Like KFC. Like
KFC?
A bucket of chicken.
I would eat the shit out of a bucket of chicken right now. I love KFC right now. Can we order KFC on any of the delivery apps?
Do you think Uber Eats might come with it?
I mean, somebody get their phone out. Like,
KFC.
Postmates that stuff.
KFC is hard to beat.
It's so good. You can't eat it regularly because you'll die, but because of heart disease. But every once in a while, it's so good. Okay, so the number one, you're right, is not fried chicken, but it is chicken sandwich. And I think it looks like a Chick-fil-A on the picture.
Remind me later. I'll tell you a funny Colonel Sanders story.
Okay. Yeah,
You can tell it now. Why wait till later?
well, it might not be safe for work.
No, it's safe. Yeah, it's safe.
Oh.
I have a good friend named Philip Woosley who I grew up with, and his dad was city commissioner at one point and owned a restaurant, very well known around town. So I go around with Philip, and you'd really get a complex because everybody knew their family.
Yeah.
Everybody, very well liked. And we're out playing one day in front of his house, riding bikes, and we decided to go in and get something to drink. We're like 9 or 10. And walk inside their house, walk in their living room, Colonel Sanders is sitting on his couch.
Really?
I'm like, holy crap, you do know everybody. But what happened is his dad owned one of the first KFCs in the area and got to know Colonel Sanders. So when he was in town, his big black Continental pull up, his driver opened the door. He'd walk in, had the suit on.
Really? Didn't he start that business like in his mid-50s?
Yeah,
it was like later
I
in
believe
life.
So. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He wasn't always wealthy either.
No. I think he had a bunch of businesses, but just didn't take off. But that's always, there's hope for us, mid-50s he started KFC.
That's right, we're just kicking in a gear.
Yeah, we're doing the slow race to get there. Sam said McDonald's breakfast. That's not it. We already said chicken, but the number two, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, is French fries, which makes sense. Number three was a gyro. I don't even think I've ever eaten one of those.
Oh
And
my
how is
gosh.
that number three? Is that
Gyro?
It's Greek.
Really? Gyro?
Hero.
Euro. It's a euro.
Yeah, see, that's how hillbilly I am.
I'm going to go get myself a gyro.
Well, he didn't correct me either. So, he's Danish. So
we're
you
not-
didn't correct me either because you probably didn't even know what was said. It was
Hey, I'm from Kentucky.
Exactly.
I am not educated. Okay,
right, exactly. So, what's it called? A euro?
A euro.
I thought that was money in Europe.
but actually,
That's a euro.
we have a Greek restaurant that sells those, and One of the people that worked in there pronounced it the same way you pronounced
Oh,
it.
really?
So I'm like, I don't know how do you pronounce it. I was like, I just want number 3.
Right, and we do have a bunch of Greek restaurants. I've actually delivered from Grubhub for them, but I've never eaten them. So I'm like, how is this number 3?
You should take a bite next time. That's
just ask him.
Oh yeah, that's common.
Just
ask him. Just don't do it in front of the dash or the camera on the freaking door.
Yeah, the ring
Do it in the
doorbell.
car. Yeah, exactly.
So next time you're delivering, just ask him, how do you pronounce this?
Number 4 is a turkey wrap. I've obviously had one of those. And number 5 is pizza. So fried rice, cheeseburger, eggs, okay, rice bowl, and steak. Top 10. So interesting. I love me some Chick-fil-A though.
Oh.
Can we get that delivered right now too? I want to eat.
This morning I stopped at Chick-fil-A and got a bag of their 6 chocolate chip cookies. They have the best chocolate chip cookies in the whole world.
The chocolate chunk cookies.
You got 6 for yourself?
No, for the office. I was on the way home from a sales meeting. It was like, we're going to drive through Chick-fil-A and get cookies.
Let me get their email and ask them if they ate one of those.
They did.
Ben is always right. Do not write that. Gyro. So it's euro, like the money? Okay.
No, whatever.
Well, how do you say euro like the money? Am I saying it wrong?
Euro.
Okay.
No, money you say euro.
Okay. How do you say gyro?
Euro.
Ben, how do you say it?
Euro.
Euro.
Yeah, euro. Just like the money.
Euro.
Am I here? Are we hearing
It's a very nuanced.
Yeah, is this Danish mumble mouth coming through?
You know how you pay for a euro? You pay with a euro.
Oh, well, this is going downhill. All right, Jesper.
Okay.
Oh, this is the best article. No wonder you're so excited.
We've been building up to this.
Right.
Okay, I have to read the title. Hang on. So, man accused of impersonating Uber driver arrested wearing fake penis.
Okay.
You heard that right.
And the first part would have been good enough, and then you add the wearing fake penis, which is just why.
I mean, he looks like a guy that his name is Tommy Beard.
Yeah, I know. Tommy Wayne Beard.
Yeah.
A Tuscaloosa County man accused of impersonating a ride-sharing driver has been arrested and indicted on multiple charges. Blah, 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 blah. And he goes, he's accused of picking up intoxicated college women from Tuscaloosa bars. When he was arrested, police said they found photos on his phone of the unconscious clothed women in the backseat that focused on their breast and crotch area. So he's obviously a mama's boy living in the basement somewhere.
Well, yeah, and then he's like taking pictures of him clothed. I'm like, we have the internet, right? You don't have to do that.
And then here comes this is the best part, right? He goes, Court records also said that when 62-year-old Beard was arrested, he was wearing a fully erect artificial penis. We were wondering if it had to be full artificial, why not make it fully erect?
Right. I mean, can you imagine seeing
that was obviously the premium model.
That cost extra.
Yeah, like you walk in and it's like a flaccid penis, and like, what do you even use that for?
You want to pay the extra $3.99?
Yeah, to get the erect penis. You guys are terrible. You're polluting my mind. But seriously, how creepy! Like you walk in there, you're walking up as a police officer, you're like, what the hell? Like they must see the craziest stuff.
And then they also found a loaded gun and a bottle of hair conditioner.
Yeah, I know.
They did.
Yeah,
hair
I
conditioner.
was gonna say if
Oh, you know what that's for?
No, because that's just sticky in a while. You can't use conditioner for that. You got to use lotion.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Is that the voice of experience?
Yeah, no kidding. You brought it up. I figured that
anyways.
I figured the conditioner would be like perfect, but apparently I was wrong.
So anyways.
3 minutes, #CarStar if you want to be involved in the giveaway.
What happened to our logo?
What the?
Gosh, Ben.
What is that?
A baseball and
Two oranges?
Ben, can you...
Is that flaccid or erect?
I was going to say grow a pair, but that's not going to work.
Oh, my gosh, Ben. All right. Couple more. Let's see. I'm going to skip that one. So let's talk about Lyft lowering the XL rates. They basically lowered them to Uber's rates. I didn't know Lyft XLs were higher than Uber's, honestly, but so that sucks.
And that's in our market, by the way, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. Right. And it's twofold here. We're talking about the XL rates, but also in Dallas's market, they have changed. You now get paid for the pickup. So when you get the request and hit starting to go towards the passenger, you're getting paid for it.
Okay.
And he ran a couple of tests on that. And what it turns out is so what they did is they lowered the mile rate and upped the time rate.
Sure.
But on these short rides, you're making way much less. Damn it. You make way less on the short rides, and it almost encourages
way less more.
No, that doesn't
Just
work.
way less.
Way less, and that you make more on the traffic rides or the 20-minute away. Because he said one of the rides he got paid more for going to the passenger than actually taking the passenger for a ride. So, I mean, again, this is another thing where, that people aren't reading the articles. Because I see everyone posting about this. And they're like, all excited. I'm like, did you all read the article? You're going to get paid less for the miles. Yeah, a little bit more on time. But the rideshare guy put out a video on that. That's pretty good. Kind of breaks it down. But yeah, I mean, guys, they're not going to pay you more money. They're trying to become profitable.
Right.
So would that encourage you to drive in traffic? Because, I mean, basically, I don't drive after 3:30 to 6:30 if it's like during the week because it's just a nightmare to get anywhere. But I think, would that encourage you to drive more if you got paid more on time than miles? Or
I don't know.
What I would worry about is if you took a 20-minute away, you know how Lyft repairs you. So you're driving along for like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden it repairs you with another rider that's 1 minute away. You're like, okay, well, I just lost money because I'm not getting that.
Yeah, I wonder how they'll address that.
They would have to change that.
You think so?
Yeah.
But isn't their point to get somebody in the car as quick as they possible? That's why they do the repairing.
Right.
So
Right.
I bet they don't change that. I bet it's to their advantage to repair you, so they're not.
Well, it's always been that when they repair you, you're not going to lose out on money.
Supposedly, but there's no way for us to prove that.
Yeah,
we don't know what we were going to get before.
Now, if you were employees, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't we do that?
That'd be a benefit we would get, right?
Jeez. So, I'm really worried that's going to come to our market, which I think it will. They're testing it in like 6 markets, and obviously Honolulu he's from Honolulu, or he's not right in Honolulu, but right outside of it.
Yeah, I believe they have it in Nashville as well.
Oh, really?
I believe so. It lists, I think, like a dozen cities.
Oh, is it a dozen? I thought it was only like 6, but it doesn't matter. All right, 836. Who's the winner, Ben?
Our winner, who says he never wins anything, happens to be the one, the only Justin Saladin.
Yeah, I don't know how to say Justin's last name.
Saladin.
Salad. I just call him Justin.
Euro.
No, it's Gyro, bro.
Justin, if you are still listening, send us a message.
Well, he has to be on to win, so, if not, too bad.
Yeah, if you're not listening, Justin, then you lose.
I'm sorry, I'm reading. According to some local Lyft drivers, Dallas said Lyft got rid of the repairing here. Oh, that's interesting. All right, what else do we got? Oh, you already talked about the car seat thing, so we don't need to do about that. All right.
Right.
So we're going to jump into the pictures. These are kind of just interesting and fun. So, Ben, we're on Ben.
Susan, Sarah, goes.
Ben,
Justin.
Frickin' A. Justin's in our local market. He can wait.
Okay, fine. Well, he has to be online to win, so I'm letting him know he won.
So this next, I have a bunch of pictures of text that the guys have had kind of sent over the last couple of weeks. But so this one's about, so this lady picked up a, you going to switch the picture over?
Sure.
There you go. Good.
So I picked up PAX, and it was going to be a 45-minute ride. I'm reading this for the people that are listening to it because they can't see the picture. He immediately started.
They can't?
What's up?
Are you sure they can't?
He immediately started blasting his phone watching a show. I asked if he had headphones he could use. He said he did not, so I asked him to turn it down or off because it would distract me from the long ride. He shrugged his shoulders as if he was saying, oh, well, so I decided to end the ride. I know this seemed harsh, but it was not up for a long ass ride listening to his phone on full blast. It may be time for me to go into delivery for a while. So what do y'all feel about that? Would you end because it was a 45-minute ride?
I would definitely not end a ride for that.
That seems a little drastic.
That seems a lot drastic to me.
I mean, I probably wouldn't end it, but at least 10, 15 minutes in the ride, I would want to kill him. Like in my head, I'm like, I want to pull this car over and slit your throat because that's so rude and disrespectful. Like it's not that it's
you're not helping our reputation anymore.
Right. I know. And it's disrespectful just not because it's my car, but it's just common courtesy.
Sure.
Like I get you don't want to talk to me. I'm totally cool with that.
Right.
But I wouldn't end the ride. But there was we posted this on our Facebook page during the week, and there was people that said, you know, hey, it's customer service, just deal with it.
Right.
And some people say like kick his ass to the curb. So it was kind of split down the middle what people would do.
Well, I think it brings up actually for the tip, and we can kind of jump to the tip because it kind of brings.
Yeah,
you've
been jumping around all night with
know,
your
right?
erect penis.
No, it's not mine. It was his.
And his sushi.
It is conditioner.
Again, not my condition.
Oh, he's getting red.
I'm not red. So it's basically the tip time is, and you may not agree with this, but this is the PAX is always right, and of course within reason.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
If they want a special route, why not take them that special
Right.
route? If they want air on or special music, doesn't really matter. You will get better tips this way.
You know what? That's so true. We all kind of bitch about riders, but just suck it up and just deal with it. Like,
I mean, otherwise, maybe you should not be driving. Maybe you
Right.
should not be doing this. It's like,
I mean, there's a couple of things I'll kick someone out for. I mean, if
Sure.
you're going to like kick my seat or put your feet on my
Absolutely.
window or just something like that. But I mean, if you're,
well, if they're being abusive, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
but I mean, I've had people listen to videos all the time in the car.
Right.
It's really loud and annoying. But I mean, is it that distracting that you can't focus on the road?
Yeah,
I mean,
if you get distracted that easy, then you probably shouldn't be driving other people around.
right. And it's from a phone. It's not like it's from a Bluetooth
Right,
speaker.
it can't
So
be
it
that
only
loud.
can get so loud. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. At first I was kind of on her side, and then I was like, you know what? Just do it. I mean,
Yes.
you gave up on 45 minutes of income.
Some of the people in some of the groups seem like they'll just kick somebody out for like anything or one star.
Or they're just talking shit because they're behind a keyboard.
But I'm trying to think. I don't know that I've ever kicked anybody out on a ride. I've not taken people before because maybe they've had trying to put more people in the car. And then they get mad and they'll say, okay, let's take 3. And at that point, it's not going to go well. So, just never mind. But I don't think I've ever actually stopped a ride and kicked anybody.
Yeah, the last one I did, I'm kind of like that lady. It was kind of a bitch move on me. I'm gonna do. They call it show code. I'm gonna say what I did, and you guys can judge me. I don't care. But I go to pick up this guy at Walmart and kind of got it. Oh, so that's what it was. I pull up. He's maybe 100 yards ahead, but the traffic was just a nightmare. There's a lot of people, so I backed off a little bit, and he's like waving, "Come on toward me." I was like, I waved him towards me because I was like,
I remember that.
yeah, I don't want to get caught in all these. I mean, it was a cluster F,
Right.
And so finally he walked over, and I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry. I just kind of want to be able to scoot out of here. I didn't want to, thank you for coming." That's what I said. I was, so we start driving. We're still in the parking lot, and I always say, "Hey, we're heading to such and such," and he's like, "It's in the app." So I said, "Okay." Pulled over. I pulled over. I said, "This ride is done." And he said, "What?" Because I knew I was going to get a terrible rating, right? And I wasn't going to try to save it. And maybe that was a kind of a bitch move. I should have just sucked it up. But I just knew that it wasn't going to go the way it was going to go.
Right. No, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay. I kind of feel like I was going to get lambasted by you guys.
No, I mean it's your decision, right? And I can't say I would have done anything different.
If it starts out like that, I mean, chances are it's not going to get better. Occasionally it might, but
and I don't honestly care about ratings that awful much. But I was just like, seriously, dude. Like, I even apologized for not pulling up. I gave him a reason.
Right.
Can you just say, yeah, that's where I'm going? And it would have been no problem. We would have drove. We would have said no words to each other. And I would have dropped him off. It would have been fine. So,
and I think most of us know that we don't focus a lot on the ratings.
No.
We all stay in good enough zone that we don't have to really worry about it.
I think now that when people are first drivers, they really worry they're going to get quote unquote deactivated.
Right.
But once you become kind of a veteran on, you're like, they're not going to deactivate you.
But the thing is, we never know when they're going to implement some new feature that is related to ratings, and all of a sudden it's going to take a while to try to improve it. So I don't think we focus on it, but it's always kind of there in the back of your mind. For sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I was focused on the comment, but yeah, it is. I don't want a bad rating, but also it's really not that big of a deal. So Sam said she would have kicked him out, but she's a badass. So I mean,
no doubt.
I would. She'd probably kill the guy. So all right, next up, Ben. The next Houston vehicle requirements.
Houston.
This is really strange. It's saying that you have to have in Houston as a Lyft driver. Now you have to have a 2015 or newer car.
That's a drastic change.
That is drastic.
Yeah, I know when I first started, I think in Bowling Green it was maybe 7 years, and then they went to I think 10, and then now it's 15, I believe.
Yeah, it really.
So we saw a huge influx of Lyft drivers,
right?
But maybe they've gotten to the point where they're getting so many drivers that this is a way to scale back. I don't know.
I just grabbed this screenshot. I don't really know a lot about it. I'm wondering if people are grandfathered in or they're just off the platform like that. Because you're going to take half your force and they're going to be gone.
Yeah. It would be drastic.
I mean, I don't even think I bought my car. My Honda that I have wouldn't even fall into that. It was older than 4 years.
Right,
and
when
it was
you
like
bought
a
it,
brand. It was
right.
Well, I mean, it's 70,000 miles, but
right.
it just broke in. I got 180 on it now.
Right.
It looks a little weathered now, but done some work.
I'd be up a creek if they do that.
Right. I mean, you'd be like, so I'd like to, and I've seen it more than just Houston. So maybe this is something. Again, Lyft. You're trying to be profitable. Right. What are you doing?
It's weird how the rules are so different in the different markets.
And I feel like that's I think that has to do kind of with the state rules. Right. Like I said earlier, we used to not be able to drive in Detroit because we didn't have vehicle inspections, but now that we do, we can. So maybe that's Houston, what are you doing though?
You talking like state inspection or the Lyft and Uber inspection?
Lyft and Uber.
Okay,
yeah. Detroit required that for their drivers. So when we would go to Detroit for a run, we were never able to take rides. Right. But now we can. Right. So
yeah, it's weird though how it changes. Like I said, when I started, we could take people to Nashville, which we would do, not all the time, but semi-regular, basis. You take somebody down the airport because we don't have an airport that has commercial flights. And when we get there, as soon as we dropped them off and finished the ride, it would log us out. And it wouldn't log back in until you hit the state line. I mean, they know.
Oh, yeah, it's geofenced.
They know. As soon as you got the state line, you could turn it back on. And then maybe, 8-10 months ago, all of a sudden I dropped somebody off and it didn't cut me off. And from that point on, we've been able to drive there.
Yeah.
But for the Nashville drivers, it's the same way when they come to Bowling Green as it used to be for us. They bring somebody to Bowling Green, and then they can't pick anybody up.
Okay.
And it drives them mad. I mean, I can understand it.
It's frustrating because you want to put a destination filter on and see if you can get one back.
Exactly. And also if they picked up somebody up there, I mean, our rate is $1.17 a mile. And their rate's like 64 cents a mile, I think.
$1.17 a mile? Holy crap.
Got to grease some palms, man.
That's hilarious. That's so much. What is ours? 75 cents a mile? Something like that?
69.
Is it? And then they have to take their fee out of it or whatever. All right. Where are we at? Okay, next up. Oh, this is some BS. So this guy I only know he's in Chicago because he hashtagged it Chicago. But he was driving, and he had somebody that had to make a stop. And Ben, your job is to produce, okay?
Jesper keeps bugging me.
Tell Jesper to shut the hell up.
He keeps looking at me and not looking at the
camera. Your
priority
is the show, not Jesper. Tell Jesper to use Telegram if he wants to reach you.
I was.
Gee.
You okay over there?
It's all Larry's fault.
You gonna put it up?
The picture, please.
You're losing your salary for tonight. So he made a stop, and the guy left his dogs in the car and never came back. Now, initially, I'm like, piece of ass, like, blah, 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 what are you doing? But then I'm like, what if he died or something wherever he was going? Like, what if he had a medical emergency? I mean, you never know. you talk about these stories, you never hear any follow up on there. But can you imagine, like, oh, I guess I'm going to adopt the dogs? I mean, they look mangy as hell, but I just thought that was a funny picture. He's like, all right, I guess I have 2 dogs now. So
That's crazy.
If you really did ditch your dogs that way, I guess it's better than throwing them in a dumpster. But seriously, that's crazy. Okay, so next one is can be a touchy subject. And basically it was a transgender driver was deactivated for face not meeting the safety requirements. So,
can I just interject real quick?
Oh, you're going to participate?
Yeah, with my middle finger. If you check this person's Facebook profile out, they are without a doubt male.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. He just did this for a publicity stunt.
Oh, really?
Like, he doesn't live as a woman.
Oh, okay.
It was like a one-time thing. He just did it for the lulz.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
If you look at his Facebook profile, it's very telling. He's a dude.
But there's several pictures of him in different clothes dressed up that way, though.
I get it. I don't know. I was just kind of jaded by it.
Well, I'm glad you did a little dig.
I feel like it's fake news.
Yeah.
But it's a good story nonetheless.
Well,
so.
it's good to talk about. Like, what would you do in that position where you're in that transition period? I mean, calling Uber support's a nightmare. I mean, how do you talk to them about that to some guy in India?
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, no offense. It's just you can't understand them. It's like Jesper when he gets tired at 2 a.m. and tries to talk English.
Shut up.
But it is weird. That sucks that guy did that. But
Yeah.
I feel like I need to go and troll his ass. Like, what are you doing? You got 153 comments. But I don't know how you explain that, because especially if you're there was a guy on Joe Rogan that I listened to. I could not remember his name, but he flowed in and out of being a man or a woman. So some days he dressed like a woman, but he still looked like a straight up man. I don't know how you would do that if you're an Uber driver. Like, if you're wearing makeup and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not wearing makeup, but it's still...
Because they don't let you change the picture that often.
No, not only that. Yeah, that's true. You would have to change the profile picture that every night that you drove and decided to do whatever you were going to do.
Oh, no, sorry, it's my wife's account.
Yeah, right. And the last one before we jump into the tip, we already did.
We did the tip. Sorry.
We can revamp that. This one's really funny. So this guy was in Detroit, and he says, "I hate driving in." Well, I'm reading these as they wrote them. It's like he writes like me. I hate driving in city of Detroit. I just had to take a shit in the field because nobody would let me use the restroom.
Where do you find a field in Detroit?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of dilapidated buildings,
That's true.
so there's probably some yard that has really long grass, but I actually believe this guy. I think he took a shit in the field. Like,
I wonder if he wiped.
well, I mean, he's got his hand.
Hashtag bidet.
Oh, jeez. Don't get me started on that bidet. Every time you bring it up, I think about it. I was like, nah. I get it. It's cleaner, but I don't know if I want that spraying up there.
Well,
I mean,
to each their own.
I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
Bidets and Euros. We are very international tonight.
Well, Ben has a bidet.
I have 2.
Bidet.
Oh, because he has 2 bathrooms. What do you do at work, or you just don't poop at work?
I don't poop at work.
Just like all the rideshare podcasts, they get off the rails at some point.
And we are done.
So please don't take a shit in Detroit, or if you step in some shit in a field, that was this guy. His name was Kevin. So tip, we're just going to go right.
Been through that?
Yeah, we're just going to reiterate because we want to promote our camera.
Sure.
The Van True camera that's not in that I will post because I always forget to put it in the description. If you guys are looking for an amazing camera, and we talk about it all the time, and if you don't know it by now, which I see people posting all the time, like, oh, what camera should I get? But I forget there's new drivers signing on all the time. And that's probably what helps, this podcast to keep going is, there's new drivers coming on. But get the Van True Pro 2. You got to get the Pro because it's got the infrared light They're got to be close to upgrading that soon. It's not a bad
Been a couple years, yeah.
But I'm waiting. I know they've had a few upgrades to some 4K cameras, but they're not the dual. They're just the facing forward one. So I expect by I would say by the end of 2020 that they would probably have a new model.
I would think so.
And Jesper talked about it before, but the PAX is always right. No, I disagree. But most of the time, treat it as it's a customer service based job. So,
and that's
if it's something that's not unreasonable, just
there it is.
It's
it's the unreasonable request that you should look at, but you will get better tips too. Yeah, but I have a tough time when people tell me to take different routes. I kind of get a little snarky. I'm like, fucking GPS is right there. Like, just let's follow the GPS. At night, though, when they're drunk, I don't do it. I follow the GPS. I say, you know what? We're just going to follow GPS. You've had a good time tonight.
If they're drunk, just tell them you're following their route. They won't know.
That's true. Good point. Good point. But during the day, I'll
just pull off and do a few turns, go around a few corners, get back on the interstate. Right?
That's funny. So we'll do our Facebook questions and get out of here so y'all can get out and make some money tonight.
And get ready for the picnic.
That's right. Picnic tomorrow. I'm so excited for that. So Facebook question. This isn't really a question, but it's kind of, I should title this segment, not questions, but Facebook statements. I don't know. Comments, whatever. So the question is, or statement, what do you guys think of using a Ford Festiva or
Fiesta?
Festiva.
It's a Ford Fiesta.
Oh. It's the newer one is a Fiesta. I am wrong.
What do you guys think of using a Ford Fiesta as an Uber vehicle? It says Fiesta.
Well, not dipshit, I shouldn't say. I'm copying and pasting it so he could have wrote Spanish, and that's what it would have been. I'm just saying. I know what it says. It does say Fiesta, but wasn't there a Festiva?
I don't know. Don't ask me about cars.
Look it up, Ben.
Anything about cars.
Look it up if there was a Ford Festiva. But anyways, he's debating on buying one so he doesn't have to Uber with his truck in the summer. I know Lyft banned them from being too small, which they have. Yeah, see? Right there. Ford Festiva. Boom. Thank you.
It's a Toyota Tercel. It's like the same body.
I know Lyft banned them from being too small, and I've had plenty of heavy-set people in my truck complaining about how they normally don't have any room in any other Ubers they've taken, which, if that's the case, get an XL. But to my knowledge, you can still Uber with a Fiesta, stupid Honda Fits, and similar-sized cars. We're just wondering from people using cars like that, how is it for you? Do you get a lot of people complaining being cramped inside? It has led to poor ratings. I mean, honestly, even in some of the smaller sedans, it's too small. Not even just a small car like this, but like a Corolla. I bet a Toyota Corolla is pretty tight back there in the seats.
I used to Uber in my small Mazda 3.
Yeah, that is pretty small too.
Mazda 3 hatchback, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we always forget when we're sitting in the driver's seat, it's nice and comfortable there. You got all the room you need, but you go sit in the back, I mean, even for not a big guy, I think if you're taller than 6 foot, you're screwed.
I had my first puker in my Ford in my Mazda.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Man, there had been no room in the back there.
It was in all the crooks and.
Oh, that's how you know. Like the smell hits you like this. There's no waiting. Like wait, the third row in the back. You're like right away. You're like. Ugh.
Is that why you're no longer driving that car?
Yeah, I had to throw it away.
I just burn it. Just burn it right then. Take it out and burn it.
It happened in the parking lot at out of the score.
Just get out
really?
and walk away. You just don't look back.
Oh, my goodness.
I just lit it on fire and walked away.
Yeah, just burn this. Push it off the cliff, Like, see, I'm not even cleaning this shit. Yeah. So, basically, what it boils down to, yes, it's going to lower your ratings if you care about and your tips. It's not your fault, but just people are like, this was an uncomfortable ride. If I got to cram myself in there. Right. I would not say it's not worth it. I would try to go buy a $3,000 sedan if you're looking to get a cheap car to not use your truck with all the gas, which I would really love. I mean, driving that Pilot around like during the week is just there's no XL. It's pointless. I'm eating up gas, so I wish I kind of had a $3,000 car that I could just Uber around. I mean, in good shape.
That's what I paid for my Camry.
Your Camry.
Yeah, I was lucky. My mom and stepdad were trading it in, and they're only going to give us $3,000 for it. So if you want to give us $3,000,
and that's what you've been using.
Yeah, I've been using that Yeah, it's got 240,000 miles on it now.
Wow.
2006, but still looks good. Still drives great.
Yeah.
Never had any major problems with it.
Yeah, I hope they don't institute those rules. I'm going to be super pissed because I'm out too then. Yeah. I mean, my car is a 2010. It's 9 years old.
I have to change my whole podcast to like biking with Larry.
No,
kayaking.
Kayaking with Larry.
I'm going to start a podcast called Kayaking with Crocker.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good one.
There you go.
That's really good. The second one is just kind of, whoa, my goodness. And I don't know if he was serious, but he says, just had an archaeologist in the car. I didn't even know that was a real thing. More of a hobby. Fascinating. I mean, maybe he was.
What?
I know. I don't know this guy. He does post regularly, and he seems like a nice guy. He's not snarky or anything, but it would just caught my eye. I'm just like,
What do you mean? Archaeologist is definitely a thing.
yeah, I know.
That's ridiculous.
I thought you were asking me, what do you mean? I'm like, I know it's a thing. That's why I'm talking about it, Ben.
Indy.
What?
No, Indiana Jones, come on.
I think somebody did. Did you just say uck?
Sure did.
I love that. That's perfect. That's never been said on this podcast. No one only knows it but us three guys.
I still don't really know what it means.
I don't know what it means either. I just do it when I'm just disgusted. It's hashtag UCK. It's
okay, everyone, send in your suggestions for what uck means.
Right. Jesper started.
We'll have a contest.
I think Jesper started. I think he wanted to say the F word, but instead of that, he did hashtag uck. Instead of
so it's a typo, basically.
Probably.
No,
you had to go out of your way.
It was on purpose.
Yeah, you have to go out of your way to hashtag. You can't just But anyways, just to let you know, anyone
Because
that's
I'm
listening,
that good.
you are that good. That good.
That good.
If anyone's wondering, archaeologist is a career. You can go to school for it. So yeah,
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, man. I'm telling you.
Which is real, by the way, right?
Oh, of course.
So this one's
a documentary.
Documentary,
yeah.
So this one's kind of pissed me off. This is kind of the Grand Rapids market, and I started tweeting Lyft a little bit about it, but he says, has anyone barely gotten an airport ride on Lyft? I haven't gotten any airport rides on the Lyft for quite a while. I wish there was a queue for Lyft. I wish there was a queue for Lyft too.
Yeah.
Basically, the drivers that aren't doing Uber are parking on airport property and getting all the Lyft rides. Which what my question is, why didn't they do that before? We were at Wendy's and they didn't have a queue, and that was not happening.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden did they?
Well, they moved the rideshare lot closer to the airport.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
But you were always able to sit on airport property
true.
on Lyft. They never geofenced it. So I just don't understand why
it's a thing now.
Yeah, all of a sudden. But it's just super frustrating that they're doing that because I am not getting a lot of Lyft rides at the airport. And that used to be so funny. We would drive into Wendy's. There'd be like 7 Uber drivers, and we'd immediately get a Lyft. Like those guys, I go, those guys aren't running Lyft? Like, what are you doing? But what are you laughing at?
No, it's exactly that. It's like, yeah, your story. I'm trying to participate.
Well, you were on your computer. I always want funny. I thought if you saw something funny.
I don't know why it's such a thing with the airport lots because it's the same thing in Nashville. I mean, I'm in some of their groups and people are always complaining. They'll go to the lot and they'll actually close the lot. They have a now in the last, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 months they put it up, but there's a guard gate there. There's somebody manning it.
Really?
And so he will put like wooden sawhorses out in front and block the lot when it's full because people were coming and just parking everywhere. I mean, you get a call and you couldn't get out because somebody's parked right in front of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they've started doing that, but the lot will be full, and then you go and you look at the queue, and there's 20 people in the queue, and there's 70 cars out there.
What are they doing in there?
They're out walking around, and sometimes it's always the same. It's always the same guys.
Yeah.
There's guys out there running laps. There's guys out there talking and playing cards.
I mean, you're trying to get away from your wife? I mean, what are you doing? Like you're
I could
saying,
find somewhere else.
Yeah, like,
I think,
hey, babe, I'm going to go work, and then I'm going to run laps at the queue at the Nashville airport.
It's like a, I don't know, it's like a secret fraternity.
No, but it does happen here. Even I pull in there, and there's tons of cars in front of me, and I'll even get an Uber ride first. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
is this a secret society?
Yeah, I don't understand. And I've read in other groups in other cities too that they have the same kind of problem. So I don't know what it is about the rideshare lots where people are collecting and just. I know they say some people go in there to take a nap for a few hours.
Yeah, but why would? It's just bizarre. I want to go in my bed and take it. I'm like, what are you doing? Exactly. I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. But Gregory says he doesn't run Lyft. I'm lazy and haven't gotten the inspection yet. And I'm not the guys that fills it out fraudulently. Well, you have to have an inspection for Uber in this market too. So, but anyways,
Well, maybe one day we'll learn the secret handshake and we'll be able to find out what's going on.
Not to begin with, right?
yeah, you do. Oh, well, yeah, you do.
When I started, they let me go. I had 30 days to get an inspection, but I could start.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's true.
I didn't get my inspection.
I know they weren't strict on it because I think it was maybe it was Justin or somebody drove like a long time after the inspection expired, and then they never really did anything to him. But it was a long time. It was like a couple months. But
okay.
But anyways, well, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was fun having Larry here. And we hope to see y'all at the
event tomorrow.
Yeah, anyone that's not local, you can come too. It's kind of a drive. I mean, Larry did. But
Yeah, I mean, come on.
yeah. So
hey, you get a free hot dog for your burger.
I rode my horse up.
You
from
did?
Kentucky. Yes.
Are you sore?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, that would be a bumpy ride.
That would be a bumpy ride.
Yeah,
A long ride.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
guys.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
See ya.